Boone.
And a big shout out to everybody out there listening to us. I know that some of the Daniel Boone Trailblazer families are listening to him.
That's true. Stephen Williams, shout out to you, but you're cheering for the wrong team tonight.
Right now, he's got a big smile on his face. It's 25-22, Daniel Boone, 3:27 left here in the second quarter.
Yeah, as his nephew Hilton had just scored a long three-pointer to give the lead, 25-23. Irvin looking to drive, a little contact inside. George is checked in. Dean from 15, that's going to be no good. Rebounded by George, it's going to go off his hands. Gate City starting to press a little bit on offense. 3:16 to go, 25-22. Daniel Boone leads with the ball as Adkins brings the ball across the timeline. Gate City in the man-to-man defense as Boone going to have to watch those three-pointers on the far corner. That's been Adkins and Golden's go-to as the ball is going to be tied up, and it's going to be...
And that brings us the first.
Jump. It's going to be Gate City ball. Great hustle by Gate City. Great hustle by Daniel Boone as both players went diving for the ball. As Irvin throws the ball into Dean. Dean brings the ball over to Compton. Compton looking to drive. Boone in a man-to-man. They're going to get the ball into Irvin. Irvin looking to go one-on-one. He's going to force the ball over to George. George wide open three. Air ball. Air ball by George.
You know, we talked about in a couple pre-games ago, what would Gate City do if Dean and Irvin doesn't score? You know, who's going to be the one to step up? Right now, we're struggling for points. Again, Compton and Dean are the only other ones that scored tonight. As, again, we've got another foul.
Yeah, it was hustle block right there by Dean, and they said he got him on the arm. And it's going to be Dean's foul, and at the line shooting two is going to be Hilton. Hilton's first shot is going to be off the front of the rim, no good. So, again, 25-22. Daniel Boone leads with 2.5 minutes to go here in the first half.
If you're Daniel Boone, you got to feel good right now, again, with a lead this far into the half. I mean, this is the way Daniel Boone wants to play with a 4-point advantage.
At home against the defending State Virginia champions, but not looking that way tonight as Crompton goes up and in. That's the movement we need. John Crompton gets the ball inside, a pass from Irvin, takes the ball in off of a screen. Easy basket. 26-24, 2:05 to go, first half. Again, Purcell out with the ball, their little guard out front. The bigger George guarding him, almost got a 5-second count on him, 4, and he got in just in time. Not really sure that possession didn't go anywhere. Purcell drilled the ball out front for about 4 or 5 seconds, then took the ball in and made an errant pass out of bounds. So good defense by Gate City. Again, we're trailing 26-24, 1:48 to go. Irvin running the point as he brings the ball across the line. He's going to give the ball to Dean. Dean looking to drive, almost a carry. Vermillion gets the ball back to Irvin. They're wanting to set a screen. Irvin looking to drive, and he's going to back out for a three. Throws up something. I'm not really sure what that is. Crompton for a three, no good. And it's going to be knocked around. Irvin is really forcing it on his shots tonight and feeling that he needs to do it tonight and just not able to make it. Here goes Irvin on a pass out of bounds, and it's going to go off Boone, then off of Zach's hands, and it's going to be Daniel Boone ball, Joe.
If a lot of you remember, of course, this was the famous McClung flu game last year. He had the flu when he came over here. Still poured 36 points in. It was an 8-point Gate City victory that night. But, again, you know, there's no flu tonight, so, you know, for Irvin or anybody. So no excuses here for this one.
The only thing we've got is we're cold from the line right now. Another three-pointer. Golden. That's at least Golden's third three-pointer tonight. Second three-pointer. Thank you, Jeff. He has really been a spark plug for them tonight. Speaking of spark plugs, taking the ball in is Compton for a layup. 29-26 with 28 seconds to go. Daniel Boone looks to be holding it for the last shot here in the first half. hoping to go in with the lead by at least 3 points. As they get the ball over to their guard on the left wing, trying to set the screen. Ball's going to be knocked away, and it's going to be Daniel Boone ball with 10 seconds to go, but they're going to have to throw it in 84 feet away. Gate City gets a little pressure, full court, 10 seconds, 8, 7, they're at the timeline, 6, long three-pointer, no good, rebounded by Boone, block, great block by Dean, three-pointer at the buzzer, it's going to be no good if it went, and it did not go, but for the first time this year, Gate City is behind at halftime, 29-26. We'll come back with our halftime show. Again, you're listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
This is Coach Scott Vermillion, head coach of the defending state champion Gate City boys basketball team. And you're listening to the home of the Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
Ken Russell's Barbershop wants to wish the Gate City Blue Devils the best for a great season and wants to thank all the Blue Devil fans, alumni, and students for their patronage over the last 30 years. And to look your best at the next Blue Devil sporting event, stop by and see Ken and Joey on your way to the game. They are located on Lynn Garden Drive in Kingsport next to Collins Auto Center. Proud supporters of local athletics for almost 4 decades, Ken and Joey Russell say, "Go Big Blue!"
You are listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
Oh, now we're live.
Now we're
Let's
live.
try this again. Take 2.
Take 2. All right. About 9 minutes left here at halftime. A 29-26 advantage for Daniel Boone. Again, the Trailblazers putting on a show. Of course, we're a little bit ice cold from the field, but somebody that was not ice cold from the field just a few minutes ago. She helped her team, which came in as a lot of people said double-digit underdogs, to take a 61-50 victory. She's Miss Sarah Thompson. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. How are you feeling after such a big game over here playing on the road?
Good. We're really excited about it. It was a big win for us.
What was the game plan coming in? Because again, you all moved the ball probably the best you've done all season.
Well, Daniel Boone's a really good team, and we played them last year, and they were good competition last year. And we just knew they're key players, and we're going to stop them, and then just play our way on offense. Again, defensively, I think you ended up with.
Hold on, I got to switch my papers.
Mr. Carr's got the stats on that.
I had you with 5 rebounds and 2 steals. Not too shabby.
To go along with 27 points was, sort of everybody started fed off of that. Of course, Jaden, got some rebounds, but you were able to break them down off the dribble and be able to create for everybody else.
Yeah, they're really good at whenever I drive, if someone collapses, getting open, and you can just dish it out, and they're good at, and the team's good at hitting the shots.
Throughout the game, we noticed you all played such a great man-to-man defense. They had to constantly bump you all and try to use their arms to get free. Did y'all get frustrated with that at all? Because, they called a few fouls, but towards the end of the game, they didn't call really much anything.
I think to begin with, it was frustrating to know, but then we just, Coach told us just to sit down and play our game of defense, and then the fouls that the rest will call will come eventually.
So let's go ahead and say it. Blaylee Carmichael, great player for them, but she's second compared to you, correct?
I don't know about that. She's a good player.
Well, Sarah, I want to ask you something. Friday night at Wise Central, first half was not great. Second half, you all showed a lot of heart, and you came back and darn near pulled the game out. Then Bristol on Saturday was probably your worst, not you particular, but the team's worst game of the season. Tonight, it almost seemed like you all were back in your groove. What's different?
I think going into Wise, we were Wise is a good team, and they have a good coach, and we were a little nervous about that because it was a big game. And just going into that, and then playing not playing the best the first half, and then coming back and playing the second half, I think helped us a little. But then going into Tennessee High, I feel like we were kind of, we only had not a long time to prepare for Tennessee High, and then we just we just like we're down a little bit and a little bit tired and a little bit like upset about the Wise game because we really wanted to win.
And you all outplayed in the second half. You won the second half, from a scoring standpoint. So, all right, so you got the big win today. You got Science Hill coming up on Friday night, the 6A Power. Do you know much about them, first of all, and what's your all's mindset as you go into that game?
I don't know much about them. I know they're a good team, and they have some really good players, and we're just going to go to practice and improve and try our best whenever we play them.
So once you all play them, then, of course, you got a little bit of layoff for Christmas, and then you've got the Emory and Henry Classic. Now, is that a round-robin tournament, or is that just a one-game situation? I believe it's just one game. Is that correct?
Yes, it's just one game.
Do y'all know who you're playing yet?
I'm not for sure. I think someone had said Patrick Henry, but I'm not positive.
I know the biggest question that's on the minds of everybody out there, and I'm going to go ahead and ask it. What do you get for Christmas?
I got a car for Christmas because I got my license, so
what?
I won't be getting anything.
What?
Man, will your mom and dad adopt me?
What? Yes, I need to meet with Sarah's parents here in a few moments. I've been good all year. I mean, but anyway, so. Well,
Sarah, I do want to tell you this. I teach in Kingsport, and a lot of people follow the Gate City sports, and they ask me about the games. And just today, somebody asked me when they played Science Hill, and I said that's coming up Friday. And they said, well, please tell the team that on Friday, everyone in Kingsport is a Blue Devil.
And you're getting a car?
Joe's stuck in the past.
Man, no, anyway. Appreciate you taking a couple minutes with us. And like I said, next time, tell Jaden to stay around a little bit longer.
I will. Thank you.
All right. That is Sarah Thompson again, one of our Terry Kilgore players of the game. A car. Wow. Awesome. Anyway, we'll come back
didn't
here.
Even ask her what kind.
I was just blown away.
Doesn't matter.
Anyway, we'll be back here in just about a minute. Again, like I said, 30-40 left here of halftime. We'll talk about that first half for Gate City, and again, everything we need to get ready for the second half. You're listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
Are you ready to retire? Or currently retired and unhappy with your investments? Are you looking for a retirement specialist that actually cares about you and your needs? Look no further than James River Advisors. Our local office in Gate City is manned by Edwin Cox, and he's ready to take care of all of your needs and believes in establishing deep, long-lasting relationships with our clients. He's ready to help you with financial planning, college planning, investments, and much, much more. So give him a call today at 276-690-8014. Again, 276-690-8014. He's located at 191 West Jackson Street in Gate City.
America's ingenuity in medicine advanced the world. Premier Pharmacy's innovation has changed the profession. At Premier Pharmacy, what we create is personal. For our patients, one size doesn't fit all. So let the grocery stock your food. Let the retail chains print your photos. Let the supercenters sell you shampoo. At Premier Pharmacy, we'll make your medicine. For more information, call 423-245-1022 or visit rxpremier.com.
You are listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
And we're back here. 2 minutes left for the end of halftime to get you ready for the second half here. Chris, cold shooting first half. At times we looked good in terms of passing the ball, but then everything sort of went back to Irvin and forced some shots.
Joe, that just was not a good half. In fact, that might be the worst half I've seen Gate City come out to this year, boys or girls. They were forcing their shots. They weren't getting good looks. When they did get good looks, they were passing out of it. So I'm hoping they got this straightened out at halftime. Good news is it's only a 3-point game, and we've still got 2 quarters to go.
Well, I've got Irvin at 14, Compton at 8, and Dean at 4. That's the only scoring.
Compton has really been impressive on defense tonight. He's been all over the place, and he has gotten some key rebounds. So I'm hoping he can keep that up the second half.
And take a look at the breakdown of scoring for Daniel Boone. Of course, Golden ended up, he had those 2